Good evening, class of 2022, and good evening to your families, as well as the many staff and other community members gathered here this evening to celebrate your achievement. My name is Daniel Cunningham, and it is my distinct pleasure to act as the Master of Ceremonies for this year's commencement ceremony. To you, graduates, before we move further into this evening's celebration, I will simply say that before you have even stepped into the world that awaits you after secondary education, I know that you have made a difference to this community. This generation has demonstrated an astounding level of tenacity and zeal for life. You were deprived of a typical school experience for a full third of your time in secondary school. Yet, speaking both to those of you who have been with us for years and those of you who have joined us more recently, you have come out the other end with a truly impressive degree of maturity. You have demonstrated excellence, and most importantly, a dedication to your community. I would conclude by saying that whether as your teacher, a school administrator, your coach, or simply as an adult cheering for your triumphs and trying to help pick you up from your setbacks, it has been a pleasure to be a part of your journey. Okay. Let us now appreciate the national anthem sung by the talented Miss Sara Gigova, a Nova 11th grader.
Say that it's our
At this point, I would like to invite our director, Mr. Ivan Novakovsky, to the stage to deliver his address.
Dear graduates, colleagues, families, and friends, the day is finally here when we are gathered to celebrate the graduating class of 2022. At last year's graduation, I had the pleasure of giving not one, but 3 identical speeches in 3 separate ceremonies. Those were the circumstances. This year, by popular vote, in order not to sound like a broken record, I've been relegated to addressing you through a shorter welcome. I'm glad that I'll have the pleasure to also hear with you your secondary principal and your keynote speaker. But before I let you go, I would be remiss if I didn't share several words of my own wisdom. So, it is definitely not unbeknownst to all of us that we're living through historic, unprecedented times, ones to be recorded in textbooks for other generations to reflect on. So this presents you, dear graduates, with both an opportunity and a challenge on your onward journey. So here are 3 things I hope to impart to you as I wave you goodbye. 1, focus on the journey itself instead of the end destination. Do you remember the days when you could plan things in advance and know that whatever you had in mind would most likely come to fruition? Well, forget about them. As in our new reality, long-term planning has become something of an afterthought. As you lack a clear end goal, it becomes all the more necessary that you're mindful of the process that you intend to undertake to get you there. So, be adventurous, be frivolous, and get outside of your comfort zone. Don't worry about making mistakes. Embrace failure as an integral part of getting from point A to point B, or point C, or point Z. Remember that time is a finite resource. Therefore, make every day count in its own creative journey. 2, although you're the main protagonist of your own journey, there's no clear or predictable path to your end destination. If we've learned anything in these past 2 years, is that unpredictable things don't just happen to others. They can actually happen literally to anyone. As members of Generation Z, you're the first true digital natives. You're more social, entrepreneurial, interactive, ambitious than any preceding generation. However, you're also more likely to choose instant over delayed gratification and are less patient, loyal to the desired outcome. You're more likely to change jobs, partners, places of residence than your predecessors. So as you go through life's motions, please remember that you're not owed anything by anyone. Your current predicament is one of a combination of luck, timing, hard work, and will. Although it's highly likely you might reach your desired destination, you should equally embrace the fact that life might have something else in store for you. Therefore, instead of resisting, you should enjoy the roller coaster of a ride we call life, regardless of whether you're going up or speeding down, as sometimes some of the most exciting times are the ones when you're suspended downwards. 3, you are on your own in this journey. If we've been reminded by anything recently, is that although you can depend on others, there are times when you have only yourself to lean on. Parents, siblings, family, and friends in the audience deserve much of the credit for you being on stage today. However, as you move through life, they should play less of a main and more of a supportive role. Although you need to be thankful for everything they've done and will continue to do, the more self-sufficient and resilient you can be, the more likely that you can thread your own path instead of walking through someone else's. There's no issue with doing the latter, but the former provides you the opportunity to reach destinations you might have never thought of or intended. And remember, this is coming from someone that actually knows a thing or two about walking in someone else's footsteps. So, dear graduates, as a final parting thought, and I think people will be thankful because I have a short speech. Whatever your onward journey might be, make it authentic, make it your own, enjoy the ride as much as the destination you're heading to. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nowakowski. At this time, I would like to invite an audience member to the stage as well. Miss Elizabeth Olson Rowell to come to the stage, please, if that is possible. Yvonne, if you could join me at the podium again. Okay. Ms. Rowell has served dutifully on the NOVA Advisory Board as a representative of the U.S. Embassy during the 2021-2022 school year, but regrettably will be moving on, leaving North Macedonia later this year. It would be our pleasure to recognize Ms. Rowell tonight and to present her with a token of the school's appreciation for her efforts. Next, it is my pleasure to introduce tonight's keynote speaker, Dr. Nicholas Stikov. Dr. Stikov is a biomedical engineering professor and a champion of embracing science and the scientific method as a way and lens through which students should view the world. Dr. Stikov?
Hi, everybody. Thank you for the invitation. In 1995, Venera Nowakowska opened a door for me. It was a door very desired by my entire generation, a door to the United States. It came in the shape of a scholarship from Nova, back then a language school, to spend 1 year in an American high school. The road there, the actual trip, was really, really difficult. I took a bus and it took me to Sofia, and then I got on a plane to New York City. And on that plane, I asked the flight attendant to give me something American to drink. Of course, she offered me a Coke. And I said, I drink Coke all the time. Give me something more American. And she gave me a Dr. Pepper. It tastes like toothpaste. If I ever want to remind myself what entering the unknown is like, I just take a sip of Dr. Pepper. It never fails to bring back memories of a 16-year-old who saw an open door and walked through it willing to drink toothpaste. So that brings me to lesson number 1 of this commencement address, which is when somebody opens a door for you, make sure you do something brave and memorable on the other side of it. For me, on the other side was Ukiah, a small town in Northern California. And there, the Simpsons, not the cartoon characters, the actual family, Jeff and Marilyn, opened their own door to me. I have walked through that door hundreds, maybe thousands of times. And Jeff and Marilyn never fail to take me out of my comfort zone, to teach me something new. It is there where I first saw the internet 27 years ago, cooked my first meal, took a dog on a walk, played the piano. It is from that home, just a few months ago, that Jeff, my host father, started giving Sophie, my daughter, piano lessons over Zoom, in French, so they can both learn something from each other. And that brings me to the second lesson, which is when somebody opens a door for you, you better learn something new on the other side. It was at Ukiah that I learned about Stanford University. My host mom, Marilyn, told me about it. I knew nothing about it. It wasn't very popular in Macedonia back then. And she said, you should apply. I said, okay, I'll apply after I take the SATs and the APs, and I get the Ukiah High School diploma, and then I return to Macedonia, and I get another diploma from Korchagin, and eventually maybe I'll get to Stanford. So I returned here. And people were shocked that I chose to return instead of staying in the States. I thought it increased my chances. After a year, Stanford opened its doors to me. And it gave me a full ride. I came there, and I spent the next 12 years getting my bachelor, my master's, and my PhD in electrical engineering, studying magnetic resonance. So since then, 3 countries on 3 different continents had opened their doors to me. 3 universities have taken a chance on me. And currently, the École Polytechnique at the University of Montreal is my current permanent academic home. So that brings me to the third lesson, which is when somebody opens a door for you, make sure you time the entrance well. And then take your time exploring. So these first 3 lessons I learned early in my life, age 16 to 18, pretty much your age. The 4th lesson took a while. And that is because when you're young, you assume that some doors will stay open forever. You take them for granted. My parents opened their door hundreds of times, received me and sent me back to the States. And I know that publicly they kept saying that I should stay abroad. I think privately they also hoped that I would never forget where the true home is. My wife, Dragana, walked through many doors with me. Barbed wire doors of embassies, revolving doors of academia, mind-expanding doors of perception. My kids, Sophie and Alex, I don't think they know where their home is, but I hope I've taught them that many doors in the world could be an entrance to a home. So, Mom, Dad, Jeff, Marilyn, Dragana, Alex, Sophie, thank you for opening doors for me and with me. And thank you for always giving me something new and exciting to see on the other side. So that gives me to take home lesson number 4, which is when somebody opens a door for you, give gratitude. Today, Nova is opening a door for all of you. Not just the graduates, but also the family, the friends, everybody who's helped you on this journey. Congratulations on getting there. "35 of you will go through the same door that I went through, going to study in the States. 31 will go to study in a European country other than Macedonia. 1 will even venture as far out as Asia. Some of you will leave, and that is okay. Some of you will stay here, and that is okay too. Do not obsess over that decision. You know those lyrics, how you should never throw away your shot, or opportunity comes once in a lifetime? They sound great, but I wouldn't take them at face value. I feel that doors are always opening. You just need to keep an eye out for them. In 2020, I returned to Macedonia to spend 6 months at the university at the Faculty of Computer Engineering, Finki. And then the world shut down, and that physical door closed. But other virtual doors opened. One of them was the door to our foundation, Kantarot, which means balance in Macedonian, that we started with my wife, Dragana, with the goal of bringing scientific literacy to children, school children, through our initiative, Science for Kids, Nauka za deca. And then there is also the Siesta mailing list of about 300 Macedonian researchers from Macedonia, who work abroad, many of whom will get affiliated with the newly formed Center for Advanced Interdisciplinary Research at the University St. Cyril and Methodius. I hope we're opening doors for students the same way that Nova opened the door for me. And that would be my take-home lesson number 5. When somebody opens a door for you, try to do the same for somebody else. Because when somebody opens a door for you, and then you open another door for somebody else, you create something very powerful that most Balkan people are very afraid of. It's called promaja. Promaja is just another word for wind or draft, and it is good for you. It is the way that we prevent ourselves from the coronavirus. It helps us combat air pollution. It is still the best ventilation method we have. Promaja is just a way to bring fresh air in a stale environment. And there is no scientific proof that it has ever caused a disease. If you don't believe me, feel free to expose me to a promaja challenge. I'm pretty sure I will not get sick, but you will learn that experiments and challenges are how we replace old ideas with new ones. This commencement speech brings many emotions and makes me feel that I have come full circle, walking back through the door that Nova opened and returning here for what is truly a homecoming. As you walk out of that same door, I wish you all a successful career. But more than that, I wish you that for at least one day in your life, you get to experience the emotions that I'm feeling today. Because these emotions are one of the rare things that make life worth living. To get there, open doors for others and create promaja. The world will thank you for it.
Dear audience, after that powerful reflection on the power of opening doors and remembering many important lessons, let us turn our attention to the screen in front of you to watch the senior video interlude as we listen to our graduates reminisce about their time at Nova.
Hi, I'm Risa. This is my 4th year in Nova and my 2nd year physically because of Corona. So every day I go out and I have a conversation with people and they ask me, what's my favorite book? My favorite book is Macbeth from Shakespeare. The reason behind this is because in class with Ms. Slavkova in 2nd year of high school, we would read Macbeth and we would act as if we were the characters in the book. It was really fun and interesting and a bonding experience to have with all my classmates, with the teacher, and it was fun to read. I actually started liking and loving the book that at first I didn't understand. By time passing, I would understand it more and more. So I liked that. That was my favorite moment, maybe.
Hi, my name is Kristina Adjiyeva and I'm here to talk about the student clubs in our school. I am the co-president of the Student Council, and this year we had the opportunity of creating the first ever club fair, which joined the whole Nova community together, and we were able to see all the clubs that we have in our school. This event allowed the students to interact between each other and learn more about activities they are interested in. I myself am a part of the Student Council, and our job as the Student Council is to create events that allow for the students to collaborate, as well as issue problems that we have with the administration and find resolutions that would benefit all of the students in our school.
Hi, I'm Marta Curti and I've participated in numerous CAS activities. My biggest CAS projects have been Happy Shelter and Shoot High Tournament. During both projects, we were collecting donations and money to give to different organizations. For the Happy Shelter donations, we helped and organized a lot of donations to go to the dogs of Happy Shelter, and as for Shoot High Tournament, we donated our proceeds to the School of Children with Disabilities. Hi, my name is Georgina, and a bit over 2 years ago, as a founder and a member of the Speech and Debate Club, we went to a competition in Belgrade where we were given the chance to compete alongside students from other international schools. Our hard work was met with awards in all 3 places, in oral interpretation, duet acting, and debate. Thanks to our wonderful instructors, Mr. Lazar and Mr. Cunningham, we were instilled with wonderful lessons that enriched our high school experience.
Hello, my name is Olympia, and I'm from Nova since the 1st grade, and I had a very amazing experience in the school. The most memorable moment was in the role where I played in the winter performance, where the theme was about Valentine, where we had to play about different breakups. The most where I had to play the role of a French waitress, where I had to combine my French knowledge and my acting skills, which was very amazing experience. I didn't have any stage fright, which of course my friends, my family, and my professors, they came and supported me throughout the performance and throughout the winter performance.
Hello, my name is Edgis Shaini. I'm currently a senior in Nova International Schools. While looking back at this high school journey, I would probably have to say that my most memorable and favorite moment thus far would probably have to be my participation in the CISA football tournament, which took place in 2019 in Skopje. During this time, through the help of my coaches, my football coaches, I was able to strengthen my football skills, while at the same time strengthen my communication skills with my friends. Apart from us not being able to achieve the 1st place and falling short of it, coming up 2nd place, I found that what made this journey memorable was not the trophies that we won in the end, rather the friendships that we built throughout this journey. So I would like to say that in Nova, it is not the end destination that matters, rather the journey that you take.
So hi, my name is Hanif Collins. I'm an exchange student here in North Macedonia, 12th grader. One of the most memorable moments here at Nova has to be Macedonian class. Macedonian class has been one of my favorite classes because it has really exposed me to the array of grammar rules and just quality language learning that is Macedonian. Learning Macedonian with Mr. Tome, learning Macedonian with other exchange students and other Macedonian students, it was amazing. Being able to speak in sentences and actually understanding jokes with natives, that class has really set me up to succeed here in Macedonia as an exchange student.
So a really special moment for me at Nova was the opportunity to put on a movie night to support the UNCHR and their efforts to support Ukrainian refugees. Me, Andy, and Cesara, with the help of Mr. Cunningham, were able to do this in March, and that was a really special memory for me because it was an opportunity to participate globally. You know, there's this saying that you should think globally and act locally, and that was a really awesome opportunity for us to participate in something bigger than ourselves and sort of give back to people who have been hurting in, the world.
All right, hi, my name is John Homesmith. I'm from the great state of Arkansas in the U.S. I've been here for 1 year, and a really special moment for me was getting to play a lot of soccer here. I know we had an intramural tournament with just our team here at Nova, and it was so much fun. My team ended up taking the dub, so that was awesome. And yeah, it was just a really special day and moment for me.
Hi, my name is Luna, and I was the creator of a video called Waving Goodbye, where all the seniors got together and filmed a project that was meant to create a forever memory in our heads. We were very happy filming this, and now I hope you can share that happiness with us by watching the video.
Always knew this day would come. We'd be standing one by one, with our future in our hands. So many dreams, so many plans, and it's so hard to say goodbye. Yesterday's gone, we've got gotta keep moving on.
We would now like to take the time to celebrate our graduates for their numerous academic and extracurricular accomplishments, including some of which were just referenced. We will start by bestowing the U.S. President's Education Awards program sponsored by the U.S. Department of State's Office of Overseas Schools. These next awards are bestowed in recognition of students' academic excellence and commitment. Graduates, the following graduates will be honored as recipients of the U.S. President's Gold Seal Award for Academic Excellence. Our school principal, Dr. Bella Gligorova, will now confer the awards. Dear Gold Seal recipients, when your name is called, please come to the front of the stage and line up in the order that your name is called. Once all of you have been assembled, your Gold Seal will be conferred. Please form a line at the front so we can get a great photo of you all together, okay? All right. First, Kristina Adjieva. Amarnis Aliti. Elena Andreska. Anastasia Avramovska. Katja Erica Davis. Bistra Dimovska. Lola Filipovska. Jana Hristova. Chiara Leona Kaczarski. Elena Karczyka. Georgina Kominowska. Karina Mitrova. Lina Nikolovska. Macy K. Riddell. Ergis Shaini. Leona Simeonova. Marko Tanevski. Maja Teofilovska. And finally, Viktor Zermanovsky. I would invite you all to open up carefully and take out your gold seal and take a nice photo together. Okay, congratulations, Gold Seal recipients. All right, Gold Seal honorees, you may now return to your seats. An additional 5 graduates are to be honored by receiving the President's Silver Seal for academic achievement. Dear Silver Seal recipients, when your name is called, please come down to the front of the stage, lining up in a row beginning where Ms. Grigorova is standing and extending towards the podium. Please line up in the order that your name is called. Kosta Barsov. Svetanka Avtimova. Sara Kulakova. Marta Poposka. Luca Vassallo. Congratulations, Silver Seal recipients. You may now return to your seats. Next, we move to honor the recipients of the U.S. Citizenship Award, which recognizes the promotion of civic values in our school community. It is my pleasure to name the recipients and to invite them to the stage. As I call your name, please line up in a row extending from where Ms. Grigorova is standing. Amarnis Aliti. Ms. Grigorova. Kosta Barsov. Sara Golakova. Georgina Kominovska. Arta Kurti. And Macy K. Riddell. Dear Citizenship Award recipients, please remain where you are standing for just a moment longer. A special message is drafted by the President of the United States to be delivered to recipients of this award the world over. The honor to deliver this message now falls to our principal, Dr. Grigorova, who will now join me at the podium.
Congratulations on receiving the 2022 President's Education Award. Young leaders like you are why the First Lady and I are more optimistic about the future than ever before. This award is a testament to your hard work, tenacity, and perseverance, especially during these difficult times. You have shown your family, your friends, school, and community what you can accomplish, and you should be very proud. You are part of the most gifted and talented generation in our history, and the world is going to need you. Keep studying hard and remember to always lead by example. I have every confidence that you will translate your talents into greater opportunity, happiness, and prosperity for yourself, our nation, and the world. Your future is bright. Keep the faith.
Thank you, Dr. Grigorova. Citizenship Award recipients, congratulations. You may now be seated. I would now like to invite our Athletics Director and Activities Coordinator, Mr. Alexander Ristovsky, to the stage to present to confer both the Nova Athletics Hall of Fame Award and a new award, which he will introduce.
Dear graduates, respected guests, parents, faculty, and staff, it is both my pleasure and honor to be here tonight. to continue our tradition of recognizing students who were extensively involved in our Supernova athletic program by inducing them to our Supernova Athletic Hall of Fame. Every year, we ask our coaches to nominate students from their teams who have proven to be committed, balanced, dedicated, respectful, and have demonstrated teamwork. Then, we rank all nominated students using the number of years and number of seasons they participated in our Supernova Athletics program, and recognize the top-ranked students as our Hall of Famers. This year, our student Daniel Oberhuber will be induced to our Hall of Fame, and I would like to read some of the coach's thoughts on his involvement and performance. One coach said, "Daniel is easygoing and dedicated to running. He is a great teammate and role model to younger athletes. He supports even the middle school runners and encourages them, not making them feel intimidated in any way. He works hard at practice and attends training sessions regularly. He always pushes himself to the maximum during competitions, even intra-squad or virtual running events." Another coach said this, "Daniel was fully respecting the mutual commitments of the team through the development of physical skills, competition, and responsibility. Along with his enthusiasm, positive energy, and attentiveness to other cross-country runners, Daniel represented the school in the 2021 Skopje Marathon, running a relay race with 3 other NOVA cross-country students where they, as a group, achieved excellent results." Daniel, as far as I can see, is not here tonight, and I'm sure we'll find a way to invite him to come to the school sometime this week and sign a jersey with his name, which we have prepared for him, and then they'll leave a legacy for the other generations of NOVA athletes. May I have a round of applause for Daniel, please? Acknowledging that involvement in academic activities is as important as involvement in athletics, this year we are introducing the Ace of Activity Award. Recipients of this award will be students who were extensively involved in our Supernova Activities program, including speech and debate, robotics, math, and knowledge ball, and who would be nominated by their coaches for demonstrating the characteristics that we value in the Supernova program, such as commitments, dedication, teamwork, and respectfulness. I'm proud to announce that Maya Teofilovska will be our first recipient of this award. These are the words of the coaches nominating her. Maya showed commitment throughout the 4 years at NOVA, and she made a positive difference in each activity she joined. She had an impeccable attendance record and was a captain of our knowledgeable team that won 3rd place this year. I would like to congratulate Maya on this achievement and invite her here on the stage to get her certificate.
Thank you, Mr. Lazulski, and congratulations to both the recipients of these incredibly important awards. Moving on, at this time I would like to welcome our CAS coordinator, Mr. Igor Lazulski, to confer the final 2 awards of this evening. Mr. Lazulski is conferring the Champion of Change Awards as well as the Labano AlShani Awards. We begin with the Champions of Change Awards. These awards are given in recognition of demonstrated perseverance, collaboration, and ethical commitment to service learning, as well as authentic engagement with substantive global issues. Each award is tied to a dimension of the IB learner profile, and so named, highlighting and characterizing the distinctive manner in which the recipients conducted themselves this year along the path to receiving this award. It is my pleasure to name the recipients and to invite them to the stage. As I call your name, Please begin a row where Mr. Lazulski is standing and extending towards this podium. Please line up in the order that your name is called. All right. Under the category of communicators, it is my pleasure to welcome Kristina Agieva and Ergis Shaini. Under the category of thinkers, it is my pleasure to invite Agata Chochkova to the stage. Under the title of principled, it is my pleasure to invite Sara Golakova to the stage. Balanced goes to Andy Jigeni. As well as Elena Andreska. Under the profile of caring, we award Olympia Kamcheva-Stoicheska. As well as Chiara Leona Katarski. Chiara Leona. Under the category of risk takers, we award Arta Kurti. Under the category of knowledgeable, we invite Lina Nikolovska. Under the category of open-minded, we invite Anna Pesheva. Under the category of reflective, we invite Marta Poposka. As well as Cesara Popovic. And finally, under the category of inquirer, we invite Leona Simeonova. Congratulations, champions of change. All of you who are up here should be aware that this award, created last year by Ms. Sorica, was brought into fruition to recognize people exactly like you, those who do the work that keeps our community exactly that, and that looks outward upon the impact that we can make for everyone in this city and in this country. The work that you have done, the work that I have seen you do, has been nothing short of inspirational. Thank you all. You may now return to your seats. We have one final community service award to bestow tonight, the Labanu AlShani Award for Community Service. This award is given in recognition of students' effort and devotion to serving and helping the community over the full course of their time at Nova. The award itself bears the name of Labanu AlShani, a former Nova student who was known as an enthusiastic, caring, helpful young man who unfortunately is no longer with us. But today, we have the pleasure of bestowing this award upon a similar soul. It is my pleasure to, along with Mr. Lazulski, award this Labano AlShani award to Arta Kurti. Arta, are you sure I know you've been up a few times, but are you sure you don't want to do another photo? Come back. I'm sure it's tiring. The awards this evening given out for Champions of Change and for the Labano AlShani Award, though bestowed upon our lovely new CAS coordinator, Mr. Lazulski, were determined primarily by someone who cares very deeply and is very happy that you have made it this far, Ms. Sorica Stamenkovska. There's one aspect of Ms. Kurti's win that I would like to just read a portion of. And that is to say that today it's our pleasure to bestow this award to someone who has spent their time helping the community while also inspiring and sometimes coercing their peers to get involved. I think that's a key point to mention. Okay, thank you. At this point, I would like to transition and to invite our seniors, or pardon me, our graduates, a portion of them up to give an address. I would like to invite Ms. Luna Stefanovska, Georgina Kominovska, Kiara Kacarsky, to the podium to present the first of two senior addresses this evening.
Dear graduating class of 2022, faculty and staff and parents, it's our honor to have you here today. I would first like to thank our parents for supporting us. More specifically, thank you for your money. We're more than grateful for the diligence that you have expressed with love over these past 4 years of our high school experience. You have taken on so much and have always been supportive no matter what. The sacrifices you have made, which I'm sure we only know half of, to ensure we always have the carefree inner child in us and protect us, are the rare gifts that cannot be repaid. You modeled for us how we should walk with integrity, and today we all get to do that in front of you. Even though most of us won't have you around to wake us up for school from September, or hear you yell at us for coming home after our curfew, a hole in our heart will fill from missing you. However, it's during moments like this that we must remind ourselves just how lucky we are to have such special parents to miss. There's a quote that says, "Not until you're apart do you realize how much they mean to you." And despite the fact that we're all on the verge of experiencing this, the love that you have given us will always stay with us. Your children may have to start walking their own path, but always remember that your love is what will guide them.
As we sit here today, I can say with absolute certainty that our teachers have shaped my life and my fellow students' lives intricately and forever. They never gave us an idea that our dreams and plans were beyond our reach, nor that we couldn't achieve anything we set our mind to. They filled the classrooms with laughter and unforgettable lessons, unflagging in their efforts to be the role models that every high school student needs in their life. Whether we were reading books and having discussions or doing science experiments, our collective memory is one where each voice was heard, each idea considered, and each student appreciated for their presence. Our teachers have been our guides, our pillars, and our friends through all the ups, all the downs, and everything in between. They stuck with us despite being known as the generation with the most unexcused absences, as seen by Ms. Vale herself. Throughout these 4 incredible years, we learned from each other and alongside each other, remembering to lead with courage and compassion. How incredibly rare and how lucky for us that our teachers not only shared our values, but helped us become more of who we are. Please remember that you will never live on the margins of our memory, but at the core of our hearts. Thank you.
Thank goodness for our tolerable teachers, since we tested their extreme patience during the pandemic. In a period of world chaos and unknown situations, lockdowns, police hours, quarantine, masks, social distancing, we were forced to undergo incredible changes, not only in our personal lives, but also in our academics. Many of the staff may say that this is one of the worst generations they have seen, as we brought much drama and, well, some pretty unforgettable situations, which would qualify for us to be titled as such. But as we went through unexpected adversity, some of us were sleeping their problems away during the online classes, as it really was hard to do otherwise with our beds being so close on the boring desks we sat on. As we still found the strength and the will to focus on our academics and make it through IB exams, and finally be able to stand here today and say our last goodbyes. Looking back, I can proudly say that there will not be another class like the class of 2022. Despite these labels and our split generation due to COVID, we still managed to give each other support, not only in our academics, but also socially. Some of us, such as myself, can easily say that the friendships made here at Nova are truly friendships for life. Lastly, with all the changes that we've undergone in the past 4 years, I have no doubt that we are ready for the big world waiting for us to explore and hopefully ameliorate. Thank you.
Thank you, Luna. Thank you, Corgina. Thank you, Chiara. It's at this point that I would note for those who would be viewing this event at home, as the recording of this event will be edited and distributed, that tonight's class will have a few words delivered to it by guests who could not make it this evening, but who were members of a graduating class in the distant past, and that is 2012. That's more distant for you, perhaps, than it is for the rest of us, but they wanted to pass on their wisdom, and their words are recorded and will go out along with the rest of tonight's program. Okay. At this point, I would invite the audience and our graduates to direct their attention to the screen to enjoy our creative interlude. At this point, it will be our pleasure to hear from the second half of our senior address. I would like to invite Arta Kurti, Leona Semyonova, and Angela Dymovska to the podium to present the second of our senior addresses.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to use this opportunity to remind us all of the enrichment activities we have taken part in over the last 4 years of high school. Our years have been filled with numerous adventures, such as the different Week Without Walls excursions we have taken part in, which were themed about our different interests. They were aimed to help us get a glimpse into our possible future careers or inspire us to pursue an activity or hobby we had never even thought about trying. Such excursions helped us bring us out of our comfort zone and invite the unknown into our lives, learning new skills along the way to help us glide smoothly through all of the challenges that we had to face. Our enrichment activities also brought us closer together. Take, for example, the many different clubs we have in our school, many of which were formed by students sitting right on this stage alongside me. Through collaboration and open communication, we managed to form teams of students who explored our mutual interests together, trying to introduce a new topic to a wider audience, or perhaps wanting to make a change, or simply sit in the same room with like-minded individuals and discuss a topic which struck a particular interest in us. I'm not saying it was harmonious. We had many ups and downs, many arguments, and many disagreements. Yet at the same time, through trial and error, I hope that we have grasped the lifelong concept that we do not necessarily have to agree with one another, nor do we always have to support each other's decisions, but we must agree to listen to one another, not only purely out of respect, but to also have our own voices heard. Thank you.
Tonight, we reminisce on our 4 years as high schoolers. We look back on the events we planned, the fundraisers we hosted or volunteered at, our triumphs and our failures, and how we handled every issue that came our way. A big thank you goes to Mr. Dragan Markovski, our first community service instructor, and Ms. Zorica Stamenkovska, the IB CAS coordinator, who are beside us throughout the long journey. We appreciate them both for every project they assisted us with, for all the concerns we had them repeat their answers to, and for their support throughout the procedures of the student-led events. After tonight, when we step out of here with a diploma on our hands, it is our time. It will be us against the world. Every step we take will be one more step we take to the road of success. We will fall 7 times, but rise 8. We will not stop when we fail. With dedication, we will keep going and chasing our dreams until they are dreams we've reached and are aiming for new ones. As all of us head out to over 65 different universities, we will not forget where we came from, where we built our foundation of success with the necessary steps to that were. I have faith in each and every single one of us as we close down on this chapter and are going our separate ways. May our next chapters as university make us shine like bright stars and always leave a footprint wherever we go. I'm certain that once we all enter our universities, we will grasp each and every opportunity that we get. Although, remember that as much as we all leave a mark in the road in the world, to always be generous and always be happy. Remember the good times, the good friends, and the life lessons that we all learned throughout our whole years at Nova International Schools.
Lastly, I would like to highlight the fact that our class has been a generation of firsts. There has never been a generation which has adapted as well as we have to unprecedented hurdles and hardships quite like ours. It has been with great strength and wisdom that we have undertaken every academic and personal challenge which has been thrown our way, molding us into the resilient and knowledgeable individuals we are today. I am honored to be a part of a generation filled with strong-willed and kind-hearted individuals. Although we might have unexpectedly lost a year of our high school experience, which caused some fear and disturbance within our community, it is exactly that which drove us to accomplish what we set out to do. Tonight, as we reminisce on our secondary school journey, I would like to remind the graduates and their families of a very special memory, that being our first day of high school. When we stepped into the high school building, we were all just scared freshmen, not knowing what awaited us in the following years. Tonight, I am proud to share the stage with them, but at this moment, we are no longer scared freshmen. We stand with the confidence of high school graduates. Tonight, I congratulate all of my peers for this tremendous accomplishment, marking the end of our childhood and jump-starting the rest of our lives.
To be honest, I couldn't seem to find the right words to encapsulate the collective feeling we share as a class right now, which is a poignant moment of having to say goodbye to what was our everyday life. Instead, I would like to end this speech by saying that in this moment, we are infinite, and although we may leave the high school, no staff member or teacher will be able to forget the most chaotic generation to have entered the Nova High School building. Good night, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this joyous occasion.
Thank you, Leona. Thank you, Arta. Thank you, Angela. At this point, we would like to welcome Ms. Sara Gigova back on stage to perform a parting song for our graduates.
Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Fine light in a beautiful sea. I choose to be happy. You and I, we're like diamonds in the sky. You're a shooting star, I see, vision of ecstasy. When you hold me, I'm alive. We're like diamonds in the sky. I knew that we'd become alright away. At first sight, I felt the energy of sun rays. I saw the life inside your eyes. Tonight, you and I were beautiful like diamonds in the sky. I too, so alive. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Like diamonds in the sky. Whoa, whoa. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Bombs rise to the universe as we moonshine animally. Feel the warmth, we'll never die. We're like diamonds in the sky. You're a shooting star, I see, a vision of ecstasy. When you hold me, I'm alive. We're like diamonds in the sky. At first sight, I felt the energy of sun rays. I saw the life inside your eyes. Tonight, you and I were beautiful like diamonds in the sky. I too, so alive. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Whoa, yeah. Shine bright like a diamond. 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 We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond.
Thank you.
At this point, it's my pleasure to welcome our principal, Dr. Bela Grigorova, to the stage to say some final words.
So lovely, lovely people in blue and yellow. I thought long and hard about what would make sense, what would be meaningful, and for what would I be able to capture your attention. And because it is my professional duty to attend quite a lot of these festive celebrations, I always think about the audience, and I always think about the beautiful community that got you where you are currently, and hopefully will we'll put a little bit of that Pramaya wind to carry you forward. So in that spirit, I'm gonna ask for your most sincere and joyous applause for the beautiful community in the audience, for your moms and dads. And I'm sure you are grown up. I have no doubt about that. The state also reminds us that some of you are already very much of age to even pay your taxes, but we'll get to that point. But I'm also certain that that beautiful audience is thinking of your first day of school and is thinking of that time when hugs were not necessarily forced. So for them, I hope to share with you my favorite poem about making sure that we always remember the child that we were. It's by a really famous Macedonian poet, Blaže Kuneski. The title is Dete zaspano kraj jezero, and I'm gonna try and give it my best read. Ti spiješ malečko, a jezerото се замислило. Jezerото ја подготвува твојата судбина. Ти спиеш, а тоа со неусетно подплисување ти влегува в душа, како во заливче со бели камења, во кое секое камче се гледа. Ти спиеш, но и најситното негово набирање е како нишка води до оние гласни таласи, што еднаш ке се родат, ке заплачат и ке те понесат. Спи си, детенце. Езерото ја создава твојата душа и мисли за твоите идни восподи. So, on that note, and on what meaningfully I could tell you that potentially I haven't been able to tell you thus far, or maybe remind you of in this most festive of occasion. I have 3, let's call them life-proven adages, which have served me well, and I hope they serve you well as well. The first one is about joy. For those of you who know me a little bit better than the rest of you, I am a firm believer in joy. Joy in not laughing at the other person, but laughing with a community of like-minded individuals. So I'm going to ask you to consider the last best laugh you've had, either with yourself, at yourself, or with your friends. See if you can always remember that good feeling it brought you as you celebrated a sense of looseness with yourself and with your community of friends. Mind you, this is about genuine laughter, one that makes us free rather than makes victims of others. See if you can build capacities for such laughter throughout all of your days to come. Remember to laugh out loud at least once a day. My second point is about strength, and you have sure shown us how strong you are. But I want to remind you about practicing that inner strength, particularly practicing something we call resilience in action. So oftentimes, there's that really interesting parable about the resilient aunt and the somewhat cavalier cricket. And it's referenced by adults as an illustration that long-term resilience pays off. And though we tend to dismiss the value of proven adages, particularly when we are young and we want to change the world from the ground up, I'd encourage you to consider how relevant past experiences can be and how formative their lessons can prove to be. With that said, I encourage you to show up for each other as you have shown up today and to offer genuine assistance when it's needed. There is strength in numbers. There is comfort in knowing that we are not alone. And the last point is about something that I try to practice every day, leading this phenomenal team that carried you over, and it's about hard work and not being afraid of hard work. So while we as a team at Nova International Schools remain proud of all of your accomplishments within the academic and extracurricular fields of your current and future interests, and we continue to cheer you on together with your lovely families, I'd like to ask you to pay really close attention to times when you feel elated or superior because things came easily. And I ask you to consider that during those times, you do not dismiss the hard work that came beforehand so that things are easily taken. Please, certainly do not dismiss the relevance of hard manual labor in all aspects of your day-to-day dynamics, when moving furniture around or cleaning after yourself. Heavy lifting, metaphorically and literally, will indeed help you out long term. So with that, it's been our pleasure. And we're gonna confirm the diplomas right about now. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Grigorova. And as was hinted, we have now arrived, class of 2022, at the time to commemorate this occasion with the conferral of your hard-earned diplomas. This year, the diplomas will be conferred by NOVA Advisory Board member and a dear friend, Mr. Flugio Bogo, the high school principal, Dr. Bela Grigorova, and the director of NOVA International Schools, Mr. Ivan Novakovsky. Bogatinoski Tino. Chochkova Agata. Kundaleski Ricardo. Delivanova Lucia. Byrne Terrence. Dmitrievic Maria. Danilovsky Nestor. Dimitrovska Ivana. Golubov Marko. Dimovska Bistra. Ivanov Chingol Gupcho. Dimovska Angela. Ismaili Bujar. Andonovsky David. Dimovska Daria. Emini Getoar. Rosic Marko. Mitrovska Mateja. Nikolovska Dina. Licovski Marko. Mitrova Kerina. Matevski Mate. Kitanovska Maria. Krstevski Konstantin. Janova Mihaela. Kizov Risto. Filipovska Lola. Dodevski Vedran. Vedran has been a student at Nova since grade 1. Eftimova Svetanka. Cantile Alessandro. Ilieva Isabel. Kovacevic Marko. Yoksimovska Jana. Markovski Mihail. Mishevska Eva. Mladenovic Simona. Neshovski Mateo. Popov Marko. Simeonova Leona. Piazzalunga Matteo. Selmani Kanita. Pavlov Simon. Popovska Marta. Panov Luka. Musliu Edita. Shlon Alexander. Avramovska Anastasia. Barsov Costa. Parlapanova Anna. Pavlevski Nikola. Peshevska Tamara. Sharkovski Korjan. Spasovska Kalina. Tasevska Kaja. Stojmanovski Matej. Tuneska Marija. Stojmenovski Nikola. Teofilovska Maja. Tverzic Luka. Nikolic Darko. Dręczewski Marko. Shull Clayton. Sidikai Emmy. Popovic Ines. Holmes Smith Jonathan. Karchika Elena. Alili Armand. Dudulovska Anastasia. Batak Emir. Emir has been with us since grade 1. Kamcheva Stoicheska Olympia. Olympia has also been with us since grade 1. Udell Macy K. Zermanovsky Viktor. Kominovska Georgina. Collins Aniv. Perushevska Yana. Vasalo Luca. Aliu Arta. Aliu Agon. Andreska Elena. Yevgeny Andy. Golakova Sara. Hristova Yana. Stefanovska Luna. Kaczarski Chiara Leona. Popovic Cesara. Cesara has been with us since first grade. Kurti Arta. Raul Eliana. Danevsky Marko. Tomevsky Alexander. Aliti Amirnis. Lisa has been with us since kindergarten. Besheva Anna. Anna has also been with us since kindergarten. Davis Katja Erica. Asmanov Moise. Moise has been with us since grade 1. Malichi Risa. Ajieva Christina. Shaini Ergis. Engelovska Annie. Annie has been with us since kindergarten. Stravevski Gorast. And Bislim Ramkovska Derin. It's only right that our last recipient tonight has been with us since since kindergarten. I was gesturing excitedly. Please stand back up. The fun's not over. This is the good part. Okay. Class of 2022. We come to that bittersweet moment that officially marks the end of your experience as secondary school students. Dear audience, we proudly present you the graduating class of 2022.